Today we're looking at the Fiddlerman Wireless Transmitter and Receiver. I'm going to walk you through some of the basics of getting it set up, pairing it, charging it, and some simple troubleshooting techniques. But the overarching big picture thing I want you to remember is that the transmitter and receiver basically will replace one cable. So whatever you used to be able to connect with one cable, you can now use the Fiddlerman Wireless Transmitter and Receiver to use instead. So there's lots of different scenarios you could use this for. Most people will probably plug the transmitter into their instrument and the receiver into the amplifier. But you could also go from instrument to a preamp, or go from the preamp to the amplifier. Or you could chain 20 different pedals together and just have that last link be the wireless link. Basically, it doesn't matter if you have an active or a passive pickup. The wireless system is not a preamp, it's not a pickup, it's not a microphone. Whatever you used to use with a cable, if everything worked with a cable, you can replace that cable with the wireless system. To get up and running, we first need to turn on each unit. The receiver is pretty quick. On the transmitter, you have to press and hold for about 3 seconds, but then the screens will illuminate once they're turned on. And then we need to enter pairing mode, and each unit has a button that will allow it to enter pairing mode so that they can find each other. So once I have them turned on, you can see that if the orange light is flashing on either unit, it means that there's a problem, so they're not paired yet. Even if I change the transmitter to the same channel, the orange light is still flashing, so they're not paired. On the receiver, you want to press and hold the link button, and then you'll see that the little sort of radio signal, Wi-Fi sort of thing will start blinking. And now the receiver is looking for the transmitter. If I come over here on the transmitter, I want to press this channel ID button and hold it in. And sometimes it will start blinking, but sometimes it'll just link automatically. And now you can see they're both on channel 3. The orange light has gone off, so they're paired. Right now the devices are linked, but if I want to unlink them, I'm going to press and hold the channel ID button on the transmitter. And now you'll see the orange lights are flashing. They're not linked together. Let's say I want to change the channel. Even if I come back to 4, they're still not linked, even though they're on the same channel. I have to repair them again. So the best way to do that is, again, hold down the link button on the receiver until the little symbol here starts flashing. There we go, it's flashing. And now I go over to the transmitter. I hold down the channel ID button on there, and they're linked. Now if I press the channel ID, they both change. The units are pretty good at staying linked together. Even if I turn off the receiver for some reason, and I change the channel on the transmitter, say I go to channel 3, when I turn the receiver back on, it's pretty good at changing channels and turning back on in the right channel, and you can see they're still linked. The tone knob on the receiver will give you a little bit more bass or low end when it's in the low position, and then when you turn it to the upper position, that'll increase the highs. It's not an incredibly robust system, but if you don't have any tone control at all, it might be a nice feature for you. To charge the devices, you can simply connect the transmitter and the receiver together via the magnetic port. And because the receiver is much bigger, has a bigger battery, it'll share some of its power. Included also is this splitter micro USB cable to USB. And you can either plug in just one, you have to plug it into the receiver because power will only go that direction. You can't just plug in the transmitter, it won't share power with the receiver. Or you can plug in both. And then once you have them both plugged in, you can plug them into anything that will power a USB cable, like a computer or PlayStation, or you could get like a third-party USB charger that you could just plug into the wall, and that's how you charge the devices. If the devices get confused and become unpaired, one of the best things, just like a computer, to do is just turn both units off and turn them back on again. A lot of times that will simply reset some things. Then you're going to want to go through the same steps like we did at the very beginning to get each device into pairing mode. On the transmitter, we press and hold the channel ID button, and on the receiver, we press and hold the link button. And once they're a little flashing, they should find each other, and you should be back in business. Well, I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for watching.
I hope that was informative and helpful.
Yeah, if you want to buy this product, just click Right up here.
Right there.
Do it.
There,
We
do
would
it.
also love it if you subscribe to our channel so we can keep in touch. It's right over there.
And if you want to learn more about us, click right here.
Fiddlershop.